pushing on, but then you went too far. When your ship has sailed and all your dreams are lost, everything is wrong, you feel like it's your fault. Just remember, I will be there for you, baby. Remember, there's nothing out there to get you, don't forget it. When life throws lemons, just call on me. Just call on me. Just call on me. Just call on me. You're stronger now than you ever been. You gotta leave now, it's time to catch the wind. You will climb up high and look through the clouds, and when you're feeling low, I know you'll bounce back. Oh, and just remember, I will be there for you, baby. Remember, there's nothing out there to get you, don't forget it. When life throws lemons, just call on me. Just call on me. Just call on me. Just call on me. And the lights are out and you stumble in the dark. You kept pushing on, but then you went too far. When your ship has sailed and all your dreams are lost, everything is wrong, you feel like it's your fault. Just remember, I will be there for you, baby. Remember, there's nothing out there to get you, don't forget it. When life throws lemons, just call on me. Just call on me. Just call on me. Just call on me. You're stronger now than you ever been. You gotta leave now, it's time to catch the wind. You will climb up high and look through the clouds. And when you're feeling low, I know you'll bounce back. Oh, and just remember, I will be there for you, baby. Remember, there's nothing out there to get you, don't forget it. When life throws lemons, just call me. Just call me. Just call me. Just call me.
Ladies and gentlemen, start your engines. We are live from the Auto Club Speedway in Fontana, California for the highly anticipated Round 1 of the Racers Elite Cup Series playoffs. Tonight, under the bright lights of this legendary track, the best of the best will battle it out for glory and a chance to advance in the championship chase. The stakes are high, the pressure is on, and the excitement is palpable. We've seen these drivers push their limits all season long, but it's time to see who can rise to the occasion when it matters most. The playoffs are a whole new ballgame where every position counts and every mistake can be costly. So get ready for a night of heart-pounding action, nail-biting overpasses, and the edge-of-your-seat suspense. This is where legends are made and dreams are realized. It's the Racers Elite Cup Series playoffs, and it's about to get real. I'm Dave Regal, alongside my partner in crime, Sam Frazier, and we'll be with you through it all, from the green flag to the checkered flag, right here on Sim Racing Media. And Sam, it has been a moment since the two of us sat together in the broadcast booth, but you have picked a fantastic night to join me.
Yeah, Dave, I don't even remember when the last time we did a showing together was. It has been a while. And yeah, this is round 1 of the playoffs, so coming back together again, this could not have been a better show.
Yeah, I mean, listen, we've pushed through this season, so deep now, and we finally hit that playoff mark, and, the next few races here are going to mean so much for all of these drivers. I mean, realistically, as we've finally gotten here to the chase start, I mean, there's only 5 races in the playoffs in this league. 14 drivers made it all the way, and tonight it's Auto Club, Phoenix, Charlotte, Talladega, and Atlanta to wrap things up in mid-September. So let's get ourselves all kinds of settled in here as we take a quick peek at those championship standings. Of course, it's 71 degrees if you're sitting in the bleachers tonight, and that 71 degrees translates to a 73 on the asphalt. So grip is not going to be a problem. It's going to be like Velcro down there keeping these guys together as we get those playoff standings ready to rock and roll here. Matt Schlosser comes in with a full head of steam, followed by Dennis Kane, Brandon Sanfilippo, Lee Campbell, Curtis Ecker, Truth Hoke, Brandon Honeycutt, Diego Rodriguez, Alex Teft, Andrew Teft, Kirby Wainscott, and Brendan Wilcox. So obviously we're going to be keeping close tabs on those drivers tonight. We want to make sure that we don't miss a thing, so to speak. And one of the things that kind of has me thrown here right now is I'm being told that we had that we had 14 total drivers in the playoffs, but for some reason that doesn't seem to make sense. I'm 99% sure that it's 12, as those drivers will be highlighted on the left side of your screen throughout tonight's race. Right now, qualifying is just wrapping up as there's just a few more seconds left. So listen, Sam, it's about that time. We're done with qualifying. It's time to watch them grid up. And here we are, as we're going to wait for these drivers to hop into their cars. But right now, Matt Schlosser, he is going to be your pole sitter. He'll be joined in the front row by Brendan Wilcox out of Michigan. Diego Rodriguez is going to be on the inside of row number 2 and joined with Chicken Coop Racing's very own Andrew Teft, of course, our chief cook and bottle washer here in the Racers Elite Cup Series. Kensley Smith and Kirby Wainscott going to roll things off in row number 3, while row 4 is going to feature Lee Campbell and Ed Jurgen. Brandon Sanfilippo and Bill Skinner going to round out our starting top 10, while Dennis Kane and Kevin Stone are going to hold things together in row number 6. Row 7 featuring, Row 7 featuring Curtis Ecker and Chris Blasi, while Brandon Honeycutt and Jacob Plank are going to start off in row number 8. Troy Thomas and Truth Hoke roll off in 17th and 18th, while Marshall Harris and Matt Metler, my work wife here at Sim Racing Media, going to be starting shotgun on the field in the number 311. So obviously, Matty Too Hottie he's going to be starting way back here, and quite frankly, it looks like he hasn't even gotten in the car. Just 18 drivers have gotten here for gridding, so we might only have 18 take the green flag tonight, Sam.
Ooh, this, I don't know. Like you said, track's gonna be like Velcro, cool conditions. I expect aggressive driving near the end and probably at the start, knowing Racers Elite, honestly.
Well, and these drivers, first of all, we've only got a 5-race chase. So, especially these playoff drivers that are really trying to, nose their way in, they're going to be navigating around those non-playoff drivers who are still here to nab that victory away from them. Just because you're a playoff driver doesn't mean that the other guys should get out of the way. We see that a lot here on iRacing.
These guys trying to grid up here, just trying to get those tires warm. Because right now, cold track, cold tires, not exactly a good combo you want to have, especially at a track like this, Auto Club.
Certainly not, but right now as we move through the Royal Purple turn number 3, the iRacing.com pace car lights are out. That means that we will be dropping the green flag as we have a bienvenidos here to beautiful Southern California as we move into turn number 4. The iRacing.com pace car driver getting himself all ready to do the all-important, most important thing here on the racetrack, and that is to get out of the way because, ladies and gentlemen, it's time to wipe the visor and adjust the 5-point harness. Grandma, grab some popcorn, call a friend, and settle in. Race fans, it's showtime!
Yeah, Matt Schlosser, Brendan Wilcox, side by side already. They got Diego Rodriguez and Andrew Teft right behind them. So clean through turn 1 already. I know these guys are just trying to keep it clean as possible. I know I want to see aggressive racing, but that's exactly what they don't need right now at the start, or any restarts for that matter.
Certainly, and right now we're more than 2x2 as we roll through turns 3 and 4. A lot of these drivers, as we widen things out here, they're still side by side. Nobody really giving up any easy real estate. As right now we see Kensley Smith in the 15 taking the apron. That'll shave about 100th of a second off of that lap as we complete lap number 1, and Brendan Wilcox getting credit for leading lap number 1 as we are here on lap 2. And I'll tell you what, lap 2, 2x2, there's a lot of that going on here as we look back to Brendan Sanfilippo back here in the 12 machine. Now, Sanfilippo all season long has been really working his tail off, and here in the opening round of the playoffs, I expect to see big things from him. He currently sits what would be technically third, but tied for third. It's a whole thing. But, his season this year has been incredible. He's got 1 win on the season, and that win came back much earlier on in the season. And, as far as I'm concerned, where did that win go? It says that he's got a win, but I don't see one.
Well, right now, I just wanted to point out that Mellow Yellow and the Mountain Dew car just went side by side right there.
He did, and
still side by side.
As I was saying, Sanfilippo had actually won his race at Dover earlier this season. Kensley Smith, though, lays fast time down in that Michael Waltrip throwback paint scheme to the DEI days with a black paint scheme, that DEI, triple stripe down the sides, the 15 and Napa all over that thing. And listen, all I'm saying is Napa know-how is going to get it done for Kensley Smith here in the playoffs. A
real quick question, Dave, because I know you've commentated these guys and produced these guys way more than I have. So why is Matt Schlossler's number 400?
Nobody's ever
very
told
sharp.
Me,
it is very sharp.
Yeah, nobody has ever told me why he's the 400. For lack of a better term, he just is, and that's the Old Mother Brewing Company 400 machine. And he's had that dark horse with the 400 all season long, actually going back a couple of seasons here in the Racers Elite Cup Series. So I'm more than happy to see it. But something else that I'm kind of excited to see here as we dip a little bit further back here. Look at William Skinner in the 9, and he has a Dale Jr. throwback in that Diet Mountain Dew number 9. It's kind of, well, this is kind of weird. It would be Chase Elliott's number with Dale Jr.'s paint scheme on it, and I'm all for it.
Yeah, it does work. It works a lot better than you would than you would think on paper. So on paper, if you told me that that's what you were gonna do, I'd probably look at you like you were crazy. But on a car, it looks really good.
To be fair, a lot of people look at me like I'm crazy, especially when I get out on the racetrack.
I would not want to be on the racetrack at the same time as you, Dave. I'd happily be in the booth, but I'm not on the same track.
Speaking of being on the same track as Dave Regal, funny you should bring that up. Sunday night, yours truly returns to the cockpit as we reached 4,000 subscribers, all thanks to you folks at home. We want to thank you for tuning in every week and making us a part of your evening, welcoming us into your homes, onto your phones, wherever you may be and however you may be listening. I will be back in the cockpit. That was part of our deal. If we reached 4,000 during an SNN race, I would race in the Coke Zero 400 at Daytona International Speedway. So nothing like throwing the former driver turned broadcaster back into the cockpit. That always works out,
Does it really? Because
No,
last time we had that happen, I kind of messed it up.
It's called sarcasm, my friend, sarcasm. In fact, most of the drivers that you see today who come back into the cars, they run fair to Midland. Actually, one of the most impressive performances that I saw came from Dale Earnhardt Jr. as Lee Campbell lays a 39.88 second lap down here on lap number 7. Came from Dale Jr. at Homestead, Miami last year. He was very competitive in his race. He raced the Xfinity Series for Bass Pro Shops and was incredibly competitive for having been out of racing, for several years now. Doing certain select events and things like that. But a lot of times you see some of these retired drivers hop back into the car for fun, and it doesn't look like very much fun.
Let's see what we got going on here. So yeah, that number 9 is, I don't know if you've been paying attention, but he's been slowly crawling up the field. Number 9 of William Skinner. No, Wilcox in the 26. I don't have the stats for their playoff points. Yeah, they are 3 wide. You know where
I watched Brandon Sanfilippo here, the meat in that sandwich. He just knifed his way in front of the 98 of Andrew Teft. Holy Christmas.
Do you know where Brendan Wilcox sits, as far as playoff points go?
Brendan Wilcox is the tail end of the playoff picture.
Well, he's sitting second, or if you were line up just the playoff guys and throw out everybody who's not in the playoffs out the window, currently in the lineup, he's sitting second, right behind Schlossler.
Yeah, Schlossler is starting to try to step away from Kensley Smith, but Kensley Smith is having none of it.
Yeah.
And, all things considered, here comes Kensley Smith to the inside, a battle for the lead. A non-playoff driver and a playoff driver going at it. And, Kensley Smith may not have made it into the playoffs this season, but he is still viable to start throwing haymakers at these drivers. He's one of those guys, and I believe this as a driver and as a fan. Just because you didn't make the playoffs doesn't mean that you don't, deserve to lead the race. If your car is stronger than the points leader coming into the playoffs, then you deserve to run that race up front. You should.
Oh, yeah.
I hate like heck when I hear on race radio, "Hey, I'm a playoff driver, get out of my way." No, you fight your way through. You got to get that done.
Yeah. Uh, really quick, something I want to bring up just about driving around this track from experience, especially with these next gen cars. It's really hard to run away on this track. It's almost impossible because one, this track is wide. Two, any car can just follow and stay in your draft. Like if you want to run away on this track, like you better be cheating because there is absolutely no way you're getting away from anybody with the aero restrictions that this car has, especially with this package.
You know,
Kenley
here's the
Smith
thing-
inside.
Oop, go ahead. As Kensley Smith looks to the inside here, and here's the thing with these next gen cars, as Dave Riegel and Sam Frazier with you here in the broadcast booth, the Tony Trapasso Memorial broadcast booth, just outside the city of brotherly love, Philadelphia, Pennsylvania. You know, we see these next gen cars so draft dependent. You know, I can't stand, and I had this conversation actually with TikTok content creator Taylor Kitchen the other day, and an owner of another league that we may be seeing on our airwaves. But I was talking to them, and I said, you know, there's nothing that irritates me more when I see, whether it's on iRacing or in the real world, especially in the real world, where they suddenly just go single file.
Yeah.
Single file, I'm going to ride around for about 70 laps, and then I'm going to try to make a move, and the move's going to be too little, too late. I'm going to overreact and wreck half the field.
Yeah, it seems to be a strong trend this past few years that we've had this car. That's kind of frustrating, honestly. Like, I miss the days of tandem drafting where you have like 6 cars trying to kill each other on the backstretch, trying to pass with like another car who's like has nothing to do with your team or even manufacturer. It's just the fact of the matter. They want to get to the front, and you know the only way to do it is if you have like 4 other guys with you trying to pass the other 4 guys in front of you.
Yeah, right now our leaders have gone single file, and as we look a little bit back further here, here's Ed Jurgen in the 12 machine. I'm sorry, Brandon Sanfilippo just behind the 92 of Ed Jurgen in the 92 machine. And as we go on board here with Sanfilippo, we can see that as soon as Jurgen kind of, you know, slides up the racetrack, Sanfilippo stays down. All of a sudden, he loses all of that space. He gets himself linked up right behind Kevin Stone, and it's like a slingshot as he hurls it down here into turn number 3, and now tries to aim himself for that Jurgen's number 92 Chevrolet Camaro. 1 Ford in your top 7, 3 in the top 10, which means that there are 7 Chevrolets in the top 10.
Yeah,
there's only 3, there are only 3 Toyota Camrys in the whole field.
Everything behind Matt Schlosser all the way down to Kevin Stone is nothing but Chevrolet.
Everybody loves a bow tie. See the USA in your Chevrolet, as we see Chris Blasi here working alongside of Troy Thomas in the number 8 Mountain Dew Chevrolet Camaro. At least I don't have to worry about forgetting manufacturers as we go on board here. Let's take a look as we rotate the camera to the right and watch this battle form in the Junior Motorsport. Of course, there's Junior Motorsports in the 11, Mountain Dew and Napa in the 8 machine. Oh, look at that. SRM right there on the left rear quarter panel. That's an appreciative tip of the cap. I knew that was there.
You know, it's crazy. I didn't even know you could rotate these cameras like that. I know there's like a fancy little thing you can program, but I didn't know you could do it while live. That's cool.
I can do lots. I am.
You need to teach others about this.
I am more talented than an octopus sometimes. But we can see Chris Blasi here now. He gets real tight. He tried to drive it in just a little bit too deep and got tighter than the snare drum. He's going to be stuck up here in the high line, waiting for Troy Thomas to drift back up the racetrack. Now they can link up that draft. We can start to see him closing the gap. And if he's smart, he's going to stay with Thomas right in front of him. Now Thomas gets off the throttle, and he's going to have to drop down. Chris Blasi has not figured out, it appears, how to match that line that Troy Thomas is running in this battle for 16th position. As we go a little bit further up, here's Andrew Teft in the 98, looking to the high side here of the 10 machine.
Two races elite cars going at it. Yeah. 10 and 98.
Yeah, that's the 10 of Kirby Wainscott, and usually he is finger licking good, but tonight he has a nice chromed out Racers Elite Toyota Camry, and I'm telling you right now, this is one sharp looking race car. Let's go down here and take a little bit closer look at it, because that is a nice, there's the Colonel. That's Colonel Wayne Scott, if you didn't know. But that is a sharp-looking paint scheme right there. I'll tell you what.
You know, another sharp-looking paint scheme is that, I don't know what the main sponsor is on the... No, it is Jack Daniels, number 7. Yeah, that's my car right there. I want that car.
Where
Let's
is
make a
it?
die-cast out of
You're
it.
talking about it, but I can't see it.
Yeah, I can't see what number. I think it's Curtis Ecker? Yeah, I believe it's Curtis Ecker.
Curtis
I could be
Ecker
completely wrong.
Well, I think
Yeah,
you
there it
may-
is.
Yep. Oh, yeah, it's the white Jack Daniels. See, when I think Jack Daniels, I think an empty
Yeah, you
bottle.
think black.
No, I
or-
think an empty bottle is what I think of.
Oh, yeah.
It doesn't stay around very long.
Yeah,
in this house.
empty bottle of Tennessee honey for me personally, but that's personal preference.
Oh, I didn't realize that you also like to tap dance, but that's fine.
Oh, Dave,
I'm just
we really haven't been together in the booth
I'm
for
just
very long.
right now. I've got
You're just now learning this.
7-Up.
Whoa!
Well,
Mellow
that was
yellow
close.
car just smacked the wall.
That was a close one. Lee Campbell here in the 14 machine, that mellow yellow ride. He's got that Chevrolet
Wow.
cranked up
He's
here in the
riding
6th
the wall.
position. He qualified in 7th as he now rides along with Ed Jurgen, and they are just going to be doing battle. It seems like no matter where Ed Jurgen is on the racetrack, he's fighting someone. He doesn't just go single file and leave a little bit of gap between himself and somebody else. He is out there for blood in the Jurgen's Lawn Care number 92. Want to thank everybody for tuning in. Dave Regal here alongside of Sam Frazier in the Tony Trapasso Memorial Broadcast booth. You're watching the Racers Elite Next Gen Cup Series live on Sim Racing Media. We have 60 to go right now as we have gone 21 green flag laps. I don't want to jinx it. I'm just giving you the scores as we work through this race. And I'll tell you what, a quarter of this race over, and they have already impressed me because they keep the competition close and the safety even better. As right now we take a look at Troy Thomas, who's now sliding behind Chris Blasi. Blasi was trying to match that pace of Troy Thomas and some of those entry points, and it seems like Blasi obviously figured it out as he has the Dale Jr. Foundation number 11 Chevrolet Camaro now up into 13th position.
There's something else I want to mention too. Truth Hoke and Troy Thomas both, they like to kind of race together. So wherever one is, the other one wants to be right up there with them, unless it's something crazy where one is in like 16th and the other one's like in 5th. And then obviously they kind of have to split up, but these two do like to try to work their way up the pack together.
Yeah, Truth Hoke, a playoff driver, now slides back into 16th position behind fellow playoff driver Brandon Honeycutt. Honeycutt here in the 13 machine, he's working just ahead of the 55 as he now goes to throw it in underneath Troy Thomas. And Troy Thomas is going to try to hold on to that spot, but he doesn't have the momentum to keep the 13 behind him. Now all of a sudden the 13 puts Chris Blasi in the 11 into the crosshairs, and as we look at Chris Blasi, he looks out the rearview mirror, and this is what he can see, a rearview mirror full of Brandon Honeycutt ready to serve him some lunch.
Yeah, I don't know if you saw, Dave, but Truth Hoke had a little slight incident, smacked the outside wall pretty hard. Don't know if he has right damage or not, or if he has any visual damage, but I saw it like right before you cut, smacked the outside wall. I was like, ooh, it's not good. Pretty sure Troy Thomas got around him.
Matt Schlosser still leads this race. He has led every lap so far. He and Brendan Wilcox qualified 1 and 2, and they run 1 and 2 right now, as Schlosser is just under a half second ahead of Brendan Wilcox. Lee Campbell runs in 3rd, William Skinner in 4th, and Kenson Smith rounds out your top 5. Ed Jurgen and Brandon Sanfilippo, Kevin Stone, Kirby Wainscott, and Dennis Kane make up the top 10. And out of that top 10, we've got plenty of playoff drivers in that mix. 6 of them, as a matter of fact. So literally half the playoff drivers are in your top 10 now.
Zupin Crane LLC, number 4. That's Dennis Kane. It's not a bad paint scheme.
Dennis Kane knows how to bring the paint. He really does. I've been impressed with him for the last couple of seasons. Uh-oh, Troy Thomas having to hold off somebody else here as he's in the 8. He's going to watch Andrew Teff slither on by. Nobody's come down pit road yet. Nobody's really thinking about it yet. I would say that we're going to see pit stops anywhere between lap 35 and 45. And if they can make it to 45 with no cautions, this could be a one-stop race for all of these drivers.
That number 55 at Truth Hoke is pretty fast because he recovered pretty quickly from that slight mistake he made. He's already trying to go right on the outside of Andrew Teff. I think Teff just got loose there. Whoa. Just a little wiggle.
Wiggle it.
Hoke already on the back end of Troy Thomas.
Checking with our race leader, Schlosser has started to pull away from Brendan Wilcox, now over 0.6 of a second. He's got a battle going on behind him, and that's part of what allowed him to start to pull away, as Lee Campbell, Bill Skinner, and Brendan Wilcox are all battling it out for P2. Now we see
sodas
Skinner.
Are on a chase.
What's that?
They said the sodas are on a chase.
I'll say Mellow Yellow or Mountain Dew. I'll tell you what, I am a dedicated Mountain Dew consumer when it's available.
Same.
But there is something different about Mellow Yellow. I don't know what it is, but I do like it. But, and to boot, there is nothing more delicious than Sundrop.
Oh yeah, no, I do have to agree with you there.
I did have, while I was away for vacation 2 weeks ago, I had the opportunity to finally consume cheer wine. Have you heard of this?
Ain't no way. No, this it's like my favorite thing to get from a restaurant called Cookout. You ever heard of Cookout, the restaurant?
I have heard of Cookout. I've driven past a Cookout in Clearwater, but I've never been at Cookout.
They are dedicated to mixing their cheer wine better than any of their other sodas. Like, if you're at a Cookout, get the cheer wine. I promise. It's like the best soda you'll ever have from a fast food restaurant, other than McDonald's Sprite.
But McDonald's Sprite and McDonald's Coke are something special, and I know the secret behind that. But Kirby Wainscott and Dennis Kane, they have decided to come on down, so obviously they're not going to be able to make it on 2 stops, 28 in the books, so this may be a 3-stop race for most of these drivers, as Wainscott and Kane are all going to ride down. Here we go on board with Kane as he pulls it into the pit box. Looks like he made it, pops up the right sides. He's going to get 4 tires and a tank of Go Fast here on the old number 4 as we go on board.
Getting
with
that go-go
Kirby
juice.
Wainscott. Here it is. Kirby Wainscott out of Sparta, Kentucky, gets ready to have the left side drop down. He pulls away just ahead of Dennis Kane, and they're going to scramble off of pit road. Ed Jurgen now comes on down pit road from Mullica Hill, New Jersey, and he's going to get his service. So 4 tires and a tank of Go Fast, the order for everybody here in the Racers Elite Cup Series, as we get ready to rock and roll for the next stage of racing here. And while they get ready to do that, we're going to step aside and pay some quick bills here on Sim Racing Media. I'm Dave Regal, he's Sam Frazier, and this is the Racers Elite Cup Series on Sim Racing Media.
Racing isn't easy, but experiencing it is. iRacing puts you in the driver's seat with the industry's leading sim racing game. Drive on laser scan replicas of the greatest racing circuits from around the world. Go head-to-head against other drivers chosen by skill-based matchmaking to ensure competitive racing at every level. Compete across all your favorite series. In officially licensed cars, engineered to deliver the most accurate driving experience possible. Join a race or host your own with players from across the globe. Race against the computer or in a league with friends. Feel the thrill behind the wheel. Visit iRacing.com.
Welcome back to Auto Club Speedway here in Fontana, California. Dave Regal and Sam Frazier with you here in the Tony Trapasso Memorial Broadcast booth. Matt Schlosser, your race leader. Right now, we're widening things out to take a peek here at what's going on a little bit deeper in the field. Here's Andrew Teft, who has already lost 4 spots tonight. Now, he hasn't come down pit road, but several drivers have. William Skinner, Brendan Wilcox, Kirby Wainscott, Kensley Smith, Dennis Kane, and Ed Jurgen all coming down for pit service.
Whoa.
Teft and Ecker, however, are still out here battling it out. There's Ecker in the 19 as he has now fallen victim to Andrew Teft, who is on the recovery drive. Right now, our biggest mover in the plus direction is Truth Hope plus 11. Biggest mover in the not-so-good direction is Brendan Wilcox, but that's literally just because, oh my, what is
What
this?
is going on back there?
Hey,
You saw that?
I will turn this car around, kids. Don't make me come back there.
Ooh, they need to start playing nice.
Obviously, nobody brought a tablet along for this road trip. Kids are fighting in the back seat already as we come here just through the front stretch, and now things have cooled off a little bit as Truth Hoke has now slid back just alongside of Kirby Wainscott. Chris Blasi and Brandon Honeycutt not done yet. Holy crap!
Yo, I honestly thought it was about to be over right there. They're still not done fighting. They're not done yet.
No.
We're just getting started, Dave.
Oh,
We're
yeah.
just getting started, Dave.
I mean, we're nearly halfway through this race, and all of a sudden, some of these tempers are starting to flare up. As Matt Schlosser, he's just out here on a nice little drive on a Thursday night. Beautiful evening for it, whether you're in Philadelphia or in Fontana, California. Weather's nice and comfy here. As Kevin Stone starting to creep in on Brandon Sanfilippo. Now, the 17 of Stone is now trailing by less than 0.2 of a second behind Sanfilippo. And Kevin Stone out of Mooresville, North Carolina, now has himself nice and linked up. We may see him draft in here a little bit. He does. He's gaining on him. Does he try to throw it in, or does he wait one more time? He is going to wait one more time.
Back off. I don't know what he's setting himself up for, although he has a run right here. Just a little bit of a run. Schlosser's in, and Campbell, they're in.
That's going to turn the race lead over to Brandon Sanfilippo and Kevin Stone as they're going to battle it out. And Kevin Stone is not done yet as he is chasing Brandon Sanfilippo down as if he owes him milk money in the lunchroom here. Of course, as kids are going back to school, I know David Jr. has gone back to school, my bubba. First grader this year.
Wow.
Yeah.
In the grade school now.
Yeah, that's kind of his thing. There are grades now. It's not kindergarten.
Yeah. 11 more years. 11 more years.
You know, the crazy thing is, even at 35 years old, it's been 30 years since, and here comes Sanfilippo and Stone down pit road. That hands the lead over to Honeycutt, who gives it away quickly. Truth Hoke is going to stay out and try to keep himself above the fray as he, Andrew Teft, and Curtis Ecker now cycle into the 1, 2, 3 slots, as well as Diego Rodriguez, who's going to slide into fourth once he gets around. But as I was starting to say, it's been 30 years since my first day of first grade, and I still remember it very distinctly. Marilyn Kissling driving bus number 15.
Wow, you do remember.
To be fair, she's my best friend's aunt.
Ah, that makes sense.
It helps when your best friend's whole family owned the bus company. Never missed the bus.
I'm about to say, I bet you never did miss the bus.
No, because I didn't want them to tell my dad. I wasn't crazy.
That's fair. Yeah, that makes sense.
Dad, I missed the bus. Oh, guess who's an idiot today? I mean, you know...
With this new equipment that I have, the live timing that we have in the behind the scenes for you viewers out there, the colors are like popping on my monitor like crazy. I can see everything so much more clear now.
Wow. High definition.
Oh, this is not high definition. This is like, what is it called? QLED?
Ah, okay. All right. Look
Yeah,
at
it's
you.
like one step above.
Welcome to the big show. Da-da-da,
Yeah.
da-da-da. Truth Hoke out of Hickory, North Carolina. Actually, here in NASCAR, that's not Hickory, that's Hickory. There's no O in there, apparently.
Yeah. I keep forgetting you're not from the South.
I'm not. I'm an outlander from the Keystone State. Without us, you wouldn't have had a Liberty Bell. You're welcome.
Yeah, ironically enough, I'm from South Carolina, but I've never been to Darlington. But I've been to Charlotte Motor Speedway like 40, 60 times maybe.
Western
Maybe
South
several hundred.
Carolina?
Yeah, western side. So I'm way closer to Charlotte and Atlanta than I am Darlington.
Fair enough.
Yeah, if I go
Darlington is on my
north-
list.
If I go north about 2.5 hours, I'll hit Charlotte Motor Speedway. If I go south 2.5 hours, I hit Atlanta Motor Speedway. Before I go to Darlington, it's like 6 hours east.
Huh. That's an interesting thought.
It's very interesting.
No,
Kind of weird.
I have Darlington on the bucket list because it's only an hour from my mom's house. She lives in Myrtle Beach.
Hey, rest in peace, Myrtle Beach Speedway.
Yeah, you know, have you ever seen where it was?
Well, yeah, I passed by there as they were tearing it down. I was like, oh, that's today?
Yeah.
That was sad. I did actually never made it to a race.
Last August, I got a chance. I had some time, and I was in that neighborhood. So I went back to where the speedway was, and I walked the oval.
Yeah.
Because at that time was just a stone, literally just a stone shadow, and walked around the oval. And I thought to myself, why on God's green earth would you take the racetrack down and put condos on top of it? And then I remembered, it's Myrtle Beach. They put condos on top of that.
They got condos on the sand they've had for like decades now, so.
Yeah, my mom lives at Arcadian Dunes, which is...
oh, I know where that's at.
Okay, well, that's where my mom lives.
Huh, that's interesting.
Yeah, she's been down there. She's been full-time down there for the last 8 years.
Not too bad of a place to be.
No, she seems pretty happy. You know, hurricane comes through, and I'm like, Mom, are you okay? Yeah, I'm fine. I'm watching TV. Alrighty. you know you're in Zone A. That's fine. Okie dokie. If somebody tells
Southerners down here, when we know a severe storm is coming, that's when we get out the yard chair and the beers, 30 rack specifically.
Yeah, I feel like that's a thing. You know, up here we get the snowstorms, and you know, you quick run and get your bread, milk, and eggs, and you're set for a couple of days. And down there, it's, you know, get your beer, your pork rinds, and cheer wine, and you're set for a couple of days.
Well, that's only for tornadoes. If it snowed, it rarely snows like how it does up there every few decades or every decade and a half. But when it does, I've experienced one time in my lifetime has that happened, and oh my gosh, you would have thought it was the apocalypse. How much panic everybody was in. So many people were crashing. It wasn't even funny.
Well, you know, I've always been fascinated that there are pickup trucks that come standard with 4x2 because they don't have a need for slippery roadways. Speaking of slippery, Kensley Smith just slipped right behind Kirby Wainscott here in the 10 and just ahead of Ed Jurgen in the 92. As they haul it down the front stretch, Kensley Smith is now on the recovery drive in the 15. As he qualified in 5th, he's running in 6th right now, and he wants to get back up there. As four playoff drivers are in your top 5 right now. Only Bill Skinner is in 2nd position.
Kensley Smith trying to make a move on the inside of Kirby Wainscott right now. See if he can get it done. He's got a lot of speed. He's just going to try to slide up. It seems like Kirby Wainscott's front and left is just going to be right there. And he's going to just kind of squeeze back right in front of Wainscott one more time.
Hey, this is not his first date. He knows that he's got to make the move if he's going to be the man in this relationship. And he's just wondering if he's going to have to get the old Hawk Tua done to get this thing accomplished.
You've just been waiting to slide it in there all night, haven't you?
I was grinning like the Cheshire Cat.
Oh, Lord.
Ed Jurgen in the 92, he's watching Kensley Smith to his low side. And as we go on board here with the 92, as there it is. Whoa, 3 wide. That's not fun. All of a sudden,
on this track, it is fun.
Ed Jurgen is the meat in that sandwich, and I don't think he's very happy.
Well, he probably got frustrated just sitting and watching these two just kind of play chicken with each other. And he's like, you know what, let me throw in my little play, see what I can do. Looks like he honestly might get it done if he has enough momentum coming into this backstretch.
We go on board here with Jurgen, and as we can take a quick look, he's going to peek out his left side here from the cockpit cam. He can't get a good look here to the 15 on the low side, and even as he peeks up here to the high side, he's finally gotten ahead of the 10 and the 15. So obviously Ed Jurgen played it smart there. Yeah,
I told you he knew he had the speed. He knew if he just sent it through the middle, he could get past both of them.
And just like
Kensley
that,
Smith
Ed
probably
Jurgen,
frustrated.
Oh, you betcha. More frustrated than Akiba Ralph getting demoted to Fudge Packer. Ed Jurgen now securing away 5th position. He's starting to make the charge now to Lee Campbell, who's about 1.1 seconds
where'd he
ahead
go?
of him.
Where
And
did Smith
Kensley
go?
Smith
Did he
just had
lose it?
himself I don't know what he lost, but let's take a look here.
I was taking a sip of my Coke, and next thing you know, Smith is like going straight to the infield.
He got a little loose coming out of 2 and down the back chute.
A little. He was almost sideways twice. If this was any other track in any other condition, he would have smacked something.
Yeah, thank God the track is cool.
If it was 15 years ago, that car would have been 5 feet in the air by now.
15 years and 20 degrees on the asphalt. That would have been done.
Yeah. He would have been flying.
Kensley Smith now running in 9th position, still holding on to the top 10. As right now in our top 10, we're gathering more and more of these playoff drivers. 7 of them now in the top 10. Folks, we want to thank you for tuning in tonight here on the youtube.com live chat. Chicken Coop Racing giving us the old checkered flag chicken. And Heather Hochgrove saying, go number 20. She's cheering on Diego Rodriguez. And if you get time, tune in to Tuesday Night NASCAR Truck Series action. Diego Rodriguez runs in that. And check out his truck paint scheme. Turns out they have a favorite broadcaster.
Really?
Yeah. What can I say? It's a following. When somebody needs to feel better about themselves, they tune in to see what Dave Regal's doing in the old broadcast booth. Bill Skinner here leading Brendan Wilcox in the 26. Skinner still not a playoff driver, so he's holding on to second position for dear life and for bragging rights, as it's not going to help him here at the end of the season. But Matt Schlosser starting to scurry away now to 2.87 seconds, nearly 2.9 seconds away from Bill Skinner, as Brendan Wilcox is starting to, kind of creep in on him and close that gap up. You have to wonder if Wilcox is saving a little something here, because we're just about 31 to go this time by at the line.
Wilcox, that Snap-on Tools number 26. It's also a clean. It's not, I wouldn't say it's a sharp. It's not a sharp paint scheme, but it's a clean paint scheme. If you know what I'm saying, Dave. It's very clean. Oh, really?
Matt Schlosser here in the 400. I'm just messing around behind the curtain.
Oh, boy. Anyways.
I'm like a landmine. You never know when I'm going to trip. Bill Skinner here in the 9. He's about to go side by side with Brendan Wilcox. Wilcox just backed off a little bit, as now he's starting to try to reel in the 9 machine again. We go on board here with Wilcox. He's nice and cranked up here with 30 laps to go at Auto Club Speedway. We want to thank everybody for tuning in tonight here. Dave Regal and Sam Frazier with you here in the Tony Trapassa Memorial Broadcast booth. We thank everybody for making us a part of your night, welcoming us into your homes, onto your phones, wherever you may be and however you may be listening. Without you folks, we'd just be 2 idiots talking about racing. Oh, wait, we still are. Doesn't matter.
Yeah, I was about to say, it's like,
Well, at least now we have other people to talk to about it. If they check in the youtube.com live chat.
Where did Campbell come from? He just slid right in behind Wilcox on my screen. I was like, what in the world?
Oh, well, Wilcox just absolutely started to hone in here. And now watch the 14.
Bro's locked in.
I'll say. He's locked in like a convicted felon. Assuming he's not actually a convicted felon.
That would be funny. Or would it? Would it be funny?
No, I think it'd be interesting.
Well, it depends on what he's a convicted felon for, I guess.
Well, no, I mean, realistically, I think that they should make convicted felon. I think that if you needed, like, serious punishment, you should be told that you have to run in the ARCA Opens. Like, for 3 days straight, no breaks.
Whoa.
Yep.
Okay, that's crazy.
I'll bet you they would change their ways.
No, I would just request max confinement. I'd rather do that than have to suffer that. I'm not even joking. You think I'm kidding? I'm not. I would.
Well,
number 9, just getting pushy there. He's telling Wilcox, like, hey, let's get the show on the road, dude. Like, you need to go. Campbell's about to slide by both of these guys right here while they play tag.
Yeah, Skinner's up
like,
here not Skinner and Wilcox aren't doing themselves any favors here as Lee Campbell rides the low line. We look further back here, and here's Dennis Kane trailing Kensley Smith in the 15. And as they haul it down here into turn 3, my guess is as good as yours of who's going to finish better. I'm sorry, turn 1. My guess is as good as yours to see who's going to finish higher. The only thing that I feel like we can really hang our hat on right now is Matt Schlosser.
Well, that should be a given, honestly. I mean, he's like almost like 4.5 seconds ahead of Wilcox right now.
Well, and with those green flag pit stops, almost everybody is out here with somehow different, lengths on these tires and tanks of fuel. 19 for Schlosser, 24 for Wilcox. I mean, that doesn't spell anything very good for Wilcox or Campbell, because Campbell has to get through Wilcox, and Wilcox is on the older rubber.
I'm getting served boiled eggs and sausage. Looks pretty good. It smells good too.
Boiled eggs
with
and sausage.
tapatio.
I didn't realize that was. I didn't realize you were in the gulag.
That's crazy.
Is it good?
We're about to find out when I take a bite. Give me like 2 seconds.
All right, folks. We wait anxiously as Sam Frazier downs a. By the way, remember to chew the sausage. You don't just take it whole.
Wouldn't be the first time. It's actually
See,
pretty
now
good.
that's what we were worried about there. Matt Schlosser.
Dave, you got to remember,
all of a sudden we've got 3 playoff. Hold on 1 second. 3 playoff drivers in the top 3. Bill Skinner still holding on to that P4 position. 4 out of the top 5 drivers are playoff drivers. Go ahead, and how is that sausage?
It's really good, actually. And also, you got to remember, Dave, I'm not Daniel. I will step over your toes and then make you question reality with some stuff I have to say.
Listen,
just remember that.
I feel bad because I feel like I scared Daniel.
You can't scare me. I scare people.
That's fair. I feel like I scared Daniel. Poor little fellow.
Isn't he also from Pennsylvania too?
Yeah, he's from up toward Allentown.
My friend had a helicopter crash in Allentown a few years ago. It was on the news. National news.
I don't remember.
You probably remember it.
I don't.
Oh, never mind. Wait, you do or you don't?
I do not.
Oh. Helicopter smacked into the side of a factory.
Oops. Wasn't supposed to be there. The factory got in the way. Lee Campbell now hauls it down pit road. So he's going to bring the Mellow Yellow machine to a quick little break here. Ed Jurgen is off of pit road. Matt Schlosser now leading. Now, Schlosser was one of the early drivers last time around to come on down. So now the question becomes, what's he going to do?
I don't know if you ever heard about this run race that me and John did, but it may have been races elite. I don't know. I don't think it was, but it could have been. But they're at Daytona, right? Night race. Pretty simple, pretty easy. Some crazy action. Nothing out of the ordinary. Until the first round of pit stops. Everybody pits at once, right? Everybody goes to pull into their booths, and the whole field spins at once. It was chaos. I've never seen that before, and I haven't seen it since, and we still can't figure out what happened. The drivers don't know what happened either.
It's Daytona. Things happen.
Yeah, but that is such a wild Daytona thing that I've never even heard of or seen before. Like, nobody got away with not spinning.
But, that's why we want to encourage people to tune in as often as they can to our races, because sure enough, I'm sure that there are things that we see and do at our races that you will never see again and that you've never seen before. Brendan Wilcox and William Skinner are coming down pit road together as they've decided that this is going to be the time to go. Starting to get curious now when Schlosser, Sanfilippo, and Honeycutt are going to bail and come in.
Yeah, I was about to mention that. It's like, I wonder when these guys are going to slide on in. It's about time, I think. Yeah, we're 60 in.
Yeah, they can make it from here on fuel.
Not on tires, though. You can see Schlossler's already losing speed a lot.
Where the hell's my side-by-side? Okay. There it goes.
Racing isn't easy, but experiencing it is. iRacing puts you in the driver's seat with the industry's leading sim racing game. Drive on laser scan replicas of the greatest racing circuits from around the world. Go head-to-head against other drivers chosen by skill-based matchmaking to ensure competitive racing at every level. Compete across all your favorite series. In officially licensed cars, engineered to deliver the most accurate driving experience possible. Join a race or host your own with players from across the globe. Race against the computer or in a league with friends. Feel the thrill behind the wheel. Visit iRacing.com.
Welcome back to Auto Club Speedway. 18 laps to go now. Your race leader, Matt Schlosser, and now Truth Hoke running in P2, getting ready to come down pit road. Here he is, Matt Schlosser, bringing you pit side here. Dave Riegel and Sam Frazier with you in the Tony Trapasso Memorial Broadcast booth just outside the city of brotherly love, Philadelphia, Pennsylvania. I love saying the word Philadelphia.
Well,
I don't know why.
I don't like Philadelphia personally, or Pennsylvania for that matter. No offense, you, but
No, it's
I
fine.
just don't like it. I just don't like either. The only good thing that came out of Philly is Philly cheesesteaks. I will literally visit Philadelphia just for Philly cheesesteaks.
And if you,
That's
have
literally
you ever been here?
No, but I have friends who are from there, and the way they describe it just does not sound good.
I mean, no, I'm talking about for the cheesesteaks.
Oh no, not yet. But it's on my bucket list.
Okay, well, listen, you come up. I got space. You come on. We'll hang out, and I'll take you for a real Philly cheesesteak. You know, even when John was here last September, when we went to the memorial service for Tony Trapasso, I took him to South Philly to Gino's and Pat's, and we went to Pat's.
I've heard of Gino's. I want to go to Gino's.
No, you don't.
I've heard of Gino's.
You don't.
Why not?
You need
Why
to go
not?
to a regular cheesesteak shop. You need to go to a regular hoagie shop and get yourself, you know, something that's not mass produced and over. Let's just say overhyped, shall we?
Overhyped? Interesting.
I got a place about 3 blocks away from me. They make a cheesesteak with Cooper Sharp cheese.
Whoa.
Oh, it is
I'm
a
interested.
game changer. And
You know, one thing.
I'm a fat bastard. I mean, I will tell you where it's good and where it's not.
I was able to get Alan down here to my part of Tennessee. Took him down to Nashville, give him a proper Nashville hot chicken sandwich, and now that's all he talks about whenever we bring up Nashville is that restaurant.
Oh, of course. Does it really come with pickles on it?
It's optional.
Okay, I feel like I would take the option. Truth Hope comes down pit road. That's going to move Andrew Teft into your race lead. Andrew Teft and Curtis Ecker each staying out. They both came in on lap 39 and 38. 15 laps to go. We know they can't make it on fuel. We know they can't make it on tires. It's just a matter of seeing when they're going to come on down, and it ain't going to be this lap either, folks, as Matt Schlosser has already worked his way back up into 4th position.
That is crazy.
Truth Hope comes down. He's going to get 4 tires in a tank of Go Fast, and that leaves just Teft and Ecker out here on the racing surface, having yet to come down for pit service.
Dude, I will. If I had the money, I'd probably pay Ecker to have a Jack Daniel's Tennessee Honey paint scheme for like an entire season. I'm not even joking.
I mean, he'd do it. Anybody will do anything for money.
Yeah, anybody would do anything for money on here.
Yeah.
Speaking of that, I need the scrape of the funds so I can choose like one of the fastest drivers in a random league and make them have a just a straight neon pink car. Nothing, no, just a number in neon pink. Nothing else on there. You know how much money I'd pay for somebody to have that for like a long season?
I'm in. I'll split it with you.
You have to be fast though.
No. I mean, you have to be good. It's not a matter of being fast. It's safe. You don't want to see that.
Oh
thing
no,
wrecked up.
no. No, that's the whole point. I'm trying to find like a I don't even know who to describe. I want somebody who
think
has the
Teft is
speed
cycling
of
his throttle, or cycling his clutch.
Yeah, he is. You can hear it too if you pay attention.
We're gonna ride along right here with Andrew Teft. Let's go actually right inside to his helmet cam here. There it is.
Oh yeah, you hear it?
Teft is trying to make it on fuel. How close do you think he is?
Well, we got 13 to go. 13 and a half, or 12 and a half technically right now. Dude, I don't know. He must be like pushing it, barely scraping to already be playing with the throttle like this.
I mean, you got to figure there's 3 seconds between now 2 and less. Schlosser starting to make
on
hay.
a mission.
Yeah.
He's gonna pass him about like lap 10, 9, maybe earlier.
Well, there goes Teft cycling through that through the clutch again. And every time he does, Schlosser gains about a half second.
Alan's talking smack in YouTube comments.
Let's see what the Allen experience, and believe me, it's an experience.
You really don't want to have the Allen experience coming from personal experience. The Allen experience.
You both broke my wife. Well, I can't.
That
help
could be
we're
taken
better
in many different ways.
I can't help that we're
without
better.
context.
No. I'll just go right there. I can't help that we're better at it than he is.
Oh,
Now, you know what?
Lord.
The way that he said you both broke my wife makes me think of John Panette at the Chinese buffet. You broke my wife. You scare my wife. You eat the broccoli. Andrew Teft here. He leads this race right now, but Matt Schlosser starting to creep in. As we go on board with Schlosser, he can now clearly see the rear end of the 19 and the 98. They're going to have to do something. There's no way that they're going to hold off Schlosser. Not with 10 laps to go.
You have no idea what my little commentator's curse is that I like to pull around this time. But here's what I'm about to do. I'm about to turn this race upside down if I still have the magic. Chris Blasi is going to win this race. There we go. That's where I'm going to leave it, and now something bizarre is going to happen.
Chris Blasi in 16th position?
Let me cook. I've done this before, and next thing you know, some random driver we've never even heard of just like takes the win.
Great. You and Daniel. I can't get away from you guys that have absolutely no sense of logic.
Look, Schlosser's probably going to overcook it, spin, smacking Andrew. Teft's going to fly upside down, bounce off of Ecker somehow, and then Jurgen's going to like come by, spin out of panic, and it's just going to be pure chaos.
First of all, Schlosser is a surgeon. He is absolutely on point. Kevin Stone
even
coming
surgeons
down pit road.
make mistakes.
Here comes Stone in his number 17 NC811.org Ford Mustang. Of course, teammate of the Faster Pastor, who I do not see tonight.
I'm dying right now.
You're dying on the air? Ladies and gentlemen, something new. This is why you tune in. Something new you haven't seen before. A broadcaster croaking on air.
Not so good. The spices got in my throat.
I told you to chew the sausage before you put it in your mouth.
Well, it's not how I do things. I like having fun in life. Live a little.
Well, apparently you wanted to die a little.
If you're not dying, are you really living?
Well, no, I guess not. Live life to its fullest. And Andrew Teft now trailing Matt Schlosser by 1.8 seconds. A battle starting to brew here. Let's watch Ed Jurgen and Brendan Wilcox go at it. The 9, 26, and 92 have been stuck together like glue all night. Whoa, stuck like glue. As William Skinner, Bill starts to lead away from Brendan Wilcox. And here's Wilcox just kind of stuck here. He doesn't really have any place to go. He knows that as soon as he noses away from the 9, that he's going to lose all of his momentum. So he's using that to his advantage to stay ahead of the 92 of Ed Jurgen with 6 laps to go.
Well, Alan's wife is dying too. Also, I wish William Skinner would stop scraping the outside wall like every lap and a half. As whoa, what is Jurgen doing? I thought he was about to try to squeeze right in front of the 26. Thought better of it and backed off. About to slide back up and catch that draft again. That was close. That could have been very bad because he started to.
If Jurgen backs off, is that a Jurgoff?
Oh, maybe.
As he was just fender to fender with the 26, and here he goes, backing off once again. Matt Schlosser now leads Lee Campbell and Andrew Teft. Curtis Ecker has fallen out of the top 3, and Curtis Ecker looks like he's ready to start to try to slam this one right through and around Andrew Teft, as Teft has no choice but to just kind of stick. He's made his bed. He has to lay in it. And I don't know if he's got enough to hold off Curtis Ecker in the 19.
If I was Matt Metler right now, I'd probably just... Well, no, he's not even in the thing anymore. What the heck? If I was like, let's say Chris Blasi, I'd probably stop on the back stretch, flip the car 180, and start driving backwards.
I thought you were going to say if you were Matt Metler right now that maybe you'd be working tonight instead of racing.
You know how it goes. Why would we work when we can race instead? It's
I
more
miss
fun.
my boy. That's what I'm trying to say. That's my guy right there.
Well, I think I'm replacing him and your other son.
My work mistress.
Daniel.
Oh no, he would be my bastard son that I gave up.
Your
ago.
stepchild.
No, well, yeah, I went out for milk. I never came home. I patted him on the head on the way out the front door. Daddy'd be right back.
18 years later.
Yeah, 18 years
If
later.
that.
Matt Schlosser rolls out of turn number 4. The fans reach under their seats. They grab him. They put him up in the air. The popsicle sticks go in the air. 2 laps to go. Matt Schlosser has been dominant all night long. Lee Campbell and Andrew Teft now trailing him as Teft has to hold off Curtis Ecker. 4 drivers in your top 5, and Bill Skinner playing the spoiler right now as Brendan Wilcox is holding him, is basically trying to hold him hostage. Wilcox can't find a way to get up there into the top 5. Oh my! Oh, there it goes!
The light's gone!
Stop it!
I was about to say when you were done talking, it was like this would be a great time for the entire field to crash.
Well, Matt Schlosser rolls out of turn number 4. The popsicle sticks go down. The white flag is in the air, and we're racing back to checkers. Curtis Ecker has to scoot on down pit road. It looks like he is run out of fuel or is that dangerously close. Andrew Teft has now fallen out of the top 5. I think Teft is done.
I don't think he's going to make it around.
Yeah, he may not make it. That car is deathly silent.
It puts a lot of pressure off of Wilcox.
Well, it also gets Matt Schlosser really well set here to go deeper into the playoffs here in week number 1 as Schlosser comes out of turn number 4. He sees Barney in the stand, waves the flag, and captures the checkered flag. Matt Schlosser wins the opening round of the round of 12 here playoffs at Auto Club Speedway. Matt Schlosser, Lee Campbell, and Brendan Wilcox, they will get onto your podium tonight. Ed Jurgen and Kensley Smith round out your top 5. Brandon Sanfilippo, Dennis Kane, Jacob Plank, Brandon Honeycutt, and Andrew Teft manages to scoot across the start-finish line on lap number 80. Still running somehow up, and he immediately toes to pit road. So Andrew Teft had nothing left. He gave it everything he had, but Matt Schlosser comes down here to celebrate on the grass at the infield. And as the roof flaps go up, so do his hands as he is celebrating here in the cockpit of the number 400.
Hey, supposedly if this was real life, he would have flipped like 50 times after flying 20 feet in the air.
That's fine.
He made this look easy. It is not easy to win at this track.
So far, I can only find Brendan Wilcox as I'm looking for Lee Campbell and Matt Schlosser in Discord here. I don't see Wilcox. So we're going to give these drivers a couple of seconds to get into Discord. They may not have been sitting in here during the race itself.
I don't think so. Not a lot of them like to.
Ed Jurgen just barely misses the podium by 3/10 of a second. He finishes in 4th. Kensley Smith in 5th. As there's Schlosser. I'm going to grab Schlosser right here. Hey, Matt, it's Dave and Sam up here in the broadcast booth. You got a copy?
Hey, how you doing, Dave?
Man, I'm doing good, but here you are, opening round of the playoffs, and you get yourself that win checked off right away.
Yeah. Very happy about that. It was a really fun race. Anytime it goes all the way through, no cautions, and strategy comes into play, it's a really interesting race. I felt good about it because I was able to stay up front, but I knew there were guys kind of short pitting or doing a one stop, and it was a little bit uncertain, but it ended up all right and ended up being a good day.
Yeah, I mean, all things considered, you were dominant all night long. I mean, take us through that and tell me just exactly what you were feeling and what you were thinking. Did you just have it figured out better than everybody else, or is there some kind of secret there under the hood?
I'm not sure. I do like kind of the lower grip tracks, Auto Club, Darlington, Richmond, tracks like that where there's not a lot of grip and you just kind of have to slide around a little bit. Maybe that just kind of helped me a little bit with my speed. But yeah, I mean, it was tough. I mean, it took a lot of concentration and, managing tires and not speeding on pit road. It's kind of a tricky pit entry because you can't slow down as quick as you'd think. And I mean, I just tried to hold it steady and battled some guys at the beginning and then tried to just kind of hang on at the end, and it worked out okay.
Yeah, I mean, it's always nice when it works out there in the end. So congratulations on nabbing that first win. Looks like your Frederick Keys are leading the Williamsport Crosscutters 3-1 right now down there. So obviously all kinds of success for you.
Man, all right, maybe I'll head over to the game real quick and check it out.
I mean, since you're in the neighborhood, you might as well. It's only the bottom of the 7th.
All right, maybe I can make it. Maybe I'll try.
All right, brother. Listen, we'll see you next week. Congratulations.
All right, thank you very much. Take care.
That, of course, the voice of our race winner, Matt Schlosser, and I still do not see Lee Campbell, so we may... Yep, there he is. Here's Lee Campbell. As Sam, I believe you have Lee down on pit road.
Hey, Lee. This is Sam up in the booth. You got me?
Yes, sir, Sam. How are you?
Yeah, I'm doing pretty good. I see you kind of had a good race. You made up 5 spots, and in the end came up in 2nd place. So yeah, just run me through your race strategy throughout the night.
I mean, I knew I was going to pit like when everybody else did around lap 38, 39. There was no way I was going to make it on one stop, so I just kind of split the last section in half and pitted close to, I think it was 57, 58, and then just tried to make it ground from there.
Yeah, I know you were fighting with the, I think it was the number 9 at the beginning there. How did you end up pulling away from him?
Yeah, me and Matt, me and the 26 and the 9, Skinner. I don't know whether they just wore the tires out or what. I was just kind of biding my time and kind of see what happened and get a run on the low line. And eventually the low line worked. And, I had nothing for Matt, though. Matt was fast as hell. There was no way I was catching him.
No, yeah. Let's see here. Is there anybody you want to thank for tonight's run?
Yeah, thank you guys for broadcasting. Thanks to Andrew for putting the league on. Thank my sponsors, Mountain Dew, Citrus. I think it's Citrus. Yep, that's it. Warren Tire and Goodyear. Thank my teammates, both Chris and Jacob. That's about it, man.
Alrighty, and thank you again for coming up and
All right.
being a part of this little interview.
All right. I
And
appreciate it.
congratulations on the second
Yes,
place
sir.
finish.
I appreciate it.
Absolutely. That, folks, was the voice of Lee Campbell, finishing second on the podium tonight. And last but certainly not least, who was battling it out with the 9 and the 98 for half this race, or 9 and the 92 for half this race, is Brendan Wilcox, driver the number 26. Hey, Brendan, it's Dave up in the booth. You got me?
Yeah, what's going on, guys?
Man, I'll tell you what, you're what's going on. You were back there battling it out almost all night long with the 9 and the 92. Take us through that.
Oh, I mean, all races like that, right? It was fun though. I mean, it's always good. Maybe during playoff racing, a little bit more intense. So maybe just practicing that, I guess, was good. But no, they didn't let it come easy though. I'm just happy to start the playoffs, finishing with the podium, and yeah.
Well, brother, it looks like they've already turned the lights out here at the racetrack. But, as you got yourself to a decent position here in the playoffs, we look forward to next week. And, of course, to see if maybe you can seal the deal next week and hopefully get away from the 92 and the 9. But before we cut you loose tonight, who do you need to thank and who helped you get it done tonight here on the 26 machine?
All my friends, I have some friends watching. Everyone that puts this on, taking time out of your guys' day to come broadcast this is really appreciated, and all the good clean racing that we had here too. Yeah, we were lucky to go caution free. It was fun.
Yeah, it makes for a quick race. So congratulations once again, and we will see you next week.
Thanks a lot.
That the voice of third place finisher Brendan Wilcox, and it looks like they have indeed turned the lights out here. So let's take one final look at our race results. Matt Schlosser dominates tonight here at Auto Club Speedway. He brings home the checkered flag. Lee Campbell comes home in second position, and Brendan Wilcox rounds out the rest of the podium. Ed Jurgen and Kensley Smith make up the end of your top 5, while Brendan Sanfilippo, Dennis Kane, Jacob Plank, Brandon Honeycutt, and Andrew Teft round out your top 10. Truth Hoke and Chris Blasi come home in 11th and 12th, while Troy Thomas and Curtis Ecker come home 13th and 14th. Bill Skinner and Diego Rodriguez come home 15th and 16th, while 17th goes to Kirby Wainscott. And finishing last in the field for those drivers who took the green flag tonight is Kevin Stone, driving the number 17 NC811.org Ford Mustang. He had to come in last. Somebody had to do it, and unfortunately tonight that belongs to Kevin Stone. And I'll tell you what, Sam, it's been a heck of a race tonight.
Yeah, it has been it's mainly just strategies that were being put in play tonight. A lot of tire strategies, a little bit of fuel strategies. Some came up short, but it's the name of the game. You know what I'm saying?
I do know what you're saying, and I'll tell you what, I want to thank everybody else for listening to what we're saying right here on Sim Racing Media. Dave Regal and Sam Frazier here, thanking you for tuning in tonight and making us a part of your evening. And every night here on Sim Racing Media, we thank you all for tuning in, all of you subscribers. And if you haven't done so already, make sure that you subscribe and turn on those bell notifications. So for myself, Dave Regal, and Sam Frazier, thanks for tuning in. And tomorrow and every day as you walk down the road of life, please don't play in traffic. Good night, everybody.